Alright, let's finish this up now by filling these with the right color and obviously filling out the entire layout by making sure we have all of the numbers. So like I said at the start, we've already drawn a number 1, so we can generate another one simply by copying it. If we want to keep it straight, do remember our Option drag command is going to give us a copy. If we hold down the Shift key as we drag, we are going to allow it to stay perfectly aligned to the original. So do that and just give yourself a second 1. Now what we can do is select all of these. Remember, they're filled none and stroked black. What we're going to do is Shift X to switch them the other way around. Now this highlights a specific problem. Well, it's not a problem, it's just something you'll come across. Because we've drawn two shapes, it doesn't mean that one is cut out of the other one, okay? If we deselect and click in here, this shape was drawn separate to the other one and it was drawn last, therefore it's on top. Well, you may have already figured out that we could use Pathfinder here to punch one out of the other. It's exactly what we will do. Make sure you select both of those shapes, come up here to the Pathfinder palette and simply use -front, okay? And that will punch a nice hole right through. You can double check by turning on your transparency. You can see that that's all applied. Keyboard shortcut for that is Shift-Command-D or Shift-Control-D on the PC, and that will reveal our transparent background. Alright, close this down. What we'll do is select now the 4 main shapes here and press Command G or Control G on the PC to group them into one graphic element. What we can do now is copy this into memory and then switch over to our CMYK document. Go ahead and find that and make sure we reveal our layers here. Now we probably should have this on its own layer, so let's create a brand new layer using our standard keyboard shortcut, and we'll call this date. Alright, go ahead and click OK and simply paste that date in. Now it'll come in with just default black applied, and what we're going to do is position it somewhere over here. Now we've got our smart guides turned off at this point. Do remember that. I'm going to zoom up over here and I'm going to turn our smart guides back on because I do actually want this to align to the right hand side here of our shape. So I'm just going to drag that down, move it out of the way, and then re-drag it so we can snap it in there on our corner, okay? Then what we can do, and I think that actually fits over here on the left-hand side as well. Don't forget, you can always scale it if it doesn't. But then what we can do is just nudge it very slightly and vertically center it between those two areas. Now, at the moment, it's on top of our logo. Well, that's because our date layer has been created on top of our logos layer. So let's make sure we just move that down a smidge so the two change order. Perfect. Finally, what we'll do is instead of filling it with a default black, what we'll do is come down here and fill it with our dense black, and then we can come up and choose a percentage of that. So maybe tint it back to about 90% or something, or maybe even less. Let's drop it down to about 85, just deselect and see that that stands out on the background. Because don't forget, our carbon fiber pattern also has a tint in there, so I do want the 2011 to stand out, so I think that works very well. Alright, we're going to fit everything in the window. We've made a few changes there. We could always lock our date in place. Again, the main thing we need to do is go up to the File menu and save all of the changes that we've now made to our CMYK file.